Welcome back to another episode of Show Me What I've Been Missing, your pop culture history lesson, but not really. Anywho, I'm one of your hosts, Elizabeth Stanton, and with me is our other host.
Yes, Mack, what's going on?
And right now we are working our way through Sex and the City. Chris has never seen it. I've seen it a bajillion times, but we discover new things together.
Yes.
So we are in season 3, episode 2, Politically Erect.
Yes.
With our boy Roger Sterling, aka actually John Slattery.
Yes.
As we said last time, Google the young dark-haired photos of John Slattery. You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad looking.
Good stuff.
Yes. I don't even know how to really
Where do we begin?
Yeah, like
well, I'll give a little context. So this season is in the year 2000, and this is it premiered in the summer. So this is before the 2000 election, aka the infamous Gore versus Bush or Bush v. Gore, hanging chads, all that. Where and we're post Clinton, we're coming out of the Clinton era,
right.
Which is, I mean, I think they very purposely cast obviously John Slattery to be kind of Clinton-esque in a way.
I think so, a little
bit. The look,
yeah.
The vibe, as we said last time, the thumbs up, it was a big Clinton thing forever and ever. And so that's why they gave him his fucking weird kink.
It's not that weird of a kink. Especially because
we're not here to kink shame.
Well, no, we're not here to kink shame. Also, too, he was at least nice about it. At least he was like,
he asked, as you should.
Yeah, he'd asked. Also, he said, I want to do it in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to tell you what his kink is. I know they're like, what the fuck is he talking? What are they talking about? But if you watch the episode, you already know. If you didn't watch, I don't even know why you're here right now. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, at least he asked for it in the shower. I think that was kind of a nice move.
Yeah.
And Carrie, she was building points in this episode, and then she lost them all over again with the ending of the episode.
Yeah, I know,
what
right?
a fucking bitch, dude. Bitch. Fuck that. What a bitch, dude. I'm sorry. Anybody who agrees with what she did at the end, you're a toxic person. Go get some counseling.
Well, let's just dive in.
Well, she's kind of the main story, so I say we should talk about. Let's talk about Miranda and Steve. Can we?
Okay. That's a good starting spot.
Yes.
So I think we were both confused. I thought it was official last episode after he quote unquote had rescued her after her LASIK surgery.
Right.
Apparently it still wasn't official.
Right. They start out with them. They're coming, I guess, from
a date. Yeah.
And they finally have the awkward conversation, like, are we together?
Exclusive.
Is it gonna be official? Yeah, exclusive. And Steve expresses in a very sweet way that he wants to be with Miranda.
Yeah.
And immediately she goes into panic mode.
Yep.
Which I kind of understand that in the sense of the newer relationships, but they have a history.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you're still having second thoughts about a person after you've already dated them before, it probably means that you don't want to be with them, right? I mean, call me crazy.
No, I agree. I can't remember. I think actually we didn't say this on the thing, but I met somebody at a bar that was talking to me and our group of friends, and he was saying, I don't know if I want to propose or break up with the girlfriend. It's like, buddy, if you're here telling us about it, you don't want to be with her.
Yeah. Well, because even then she's like, she goes to lunch with the girls and they're talking about it, and then I think it was Charlotte that suggested her to do a pro and con.
Oh, it was Carrie. Yeah, after
Carrie. Yeah,
Carrie's like, do a pro con list.
See, and that's what I'm saying. If you're doing a pro and con list,
yeah,
it's probably a sign, because also too, later after when she starts making the pro and con list, they go to the politicians' fundraiser party, and Steve makes that joke about the parking tickets, and she immediately, it was corny.
But it so cute though.
It wasn't a bad joke.
And my favorite part is John Slattery gives the thumbs up about it. Perfect. So good.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, because he's like, he knows I'm joking. He's like, I'm a person. I understand humor. Yeah.
How many people have asked me to fix parking tickets for them?
Right. Come on, I'm pretty sure he probably had heard that kind of a joke in variations
and hundreds
of times.
And a comptroller, for the record, deals with money. I didn't Google the official definition, but they are involved in money. So yes, that
like city money, right?
Yeah. So it's a logical joke question to ask.
Right. Yeah, and also it's like really funny because the way he said it, he was like, "Hey, I owe $500, but I needed more than they do." He's probably right. I think New York City can spare $500. I'm just saying, especially Manhattan. Let's be honest.
Same thing goes with street sweeping tickets here in Los Angeles. City doesn't need that fucking money.
You don't need it. You don't need it. Parking
take it from the freaking cops. They don't need their tanks and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's this episode's political. Beware.
Yeah, I mean, it literally is.
It literally is.
Yeah, and it was just like that joke, and then she's like, "Oh, that's a con." It's like, okay, he makes corny jokes. Is that really a con? I guess it feels like you were just like she's like it's like she's grasping at straws, trying to find something negative so she can like convince herself that she has a good enough reason not to be with him when she really doesn't have one, other than you're kind of a cunt. My language. Okay, look, and I say this, I feel like I can say this because at a point in the episode, she says, "What if somebody better comes along?"
That's true. That is shitty to kind of.
If that's the mindset you have when you're dating somebody, what if somebody better comes along? You're an asshole. Don't date this person. Like,
and don't keep them on the line. Yeah, if she truly didn't really think she wanted to be with Steve, she needed to stop fucking with him, basically. Literally.
To be fair, he came to her though, because they ran into each other on the street, and then he came to the apartment. He kind of pursued her. So in this essence, he kind of would have brought it on himself because she was over. Well, at least their lives were apart.
Yeah. But is this not what she did to Skipper?
Yes, but the difference between her and Skipper is that she pursued him. Because remember the last time she saw Skipper, she was like running down the street after him. And he was like, "No." So there is I mean, she did do this whole back and forth thing with Skipper as well, which is crazy because like of all the people in this series so far that's actually found like pretty decent men, she's gotten lucky at least twice.
Yeah.
And she's treated them like shit instead of them treating her like shit.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because of all the guys she's dated in Manhattan. Also, too, like watching this episode, ladies, expand your dating pool. Get out of Manhattan. Like, come on. I listen, and maybe I don't know New York, so maybe it's a bitch to like get between the boroughs.
It can be,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like maybe it's a thing of that. It's like a convenient thing. But like if you're dating out of pure convenience, then why are you so picky? Like this is the menu. Like, because like honestly, at this point, they've been living in Manhattan for years now.
Yeah.
And they seem to keep running to the same type of dudes. So it's like, at what point do you try to change it? Like, this is pure insanity, trying something over again and expecting different results, and you keep getting the same results.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I would be like, fuck it, I'm moving to Brooklyn. Like, let me try, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least for a month, you know?
Yeah.
They can afford, at least Miranda can afford it for sure. That bitch just bought an apartment, so she obviously making bank.
Yeah. So let's see so they so she does the pro con thing.
Yes.
And then
also too, she takes him to that the date party where it's
did
like,
she? I couldn't. Yes. I thought she didn't bring him. I thought she wasn't there. Did I?
No, wait. Did she?
No, she didn't.
She didn't.
Okay, good.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, we got to get into that date party.
She thought about it though. She was invited, and she thought about bringing him though.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte did invite her. She was like, maybe I could.
Yeah, but they end up like hooking up again after another date or whatever. And then he says like, look, I'm not looking for a quick answer. I just want to know how you feel. You're the best woman ever, and I love you. And he tells her he loves her, and that's the biggest pro of all. So I am assuming, unless we get misled again,
listen with Miranda,
they're official.
But with Miranda, you never know. Next episode, she could be freaking out like, all over again.
He's eating pretzels. That bastard.
He's eating pretzels. I can't stand pretzels. Salty foods.
Eating the wrong kind of pretzels. Okay.
But see, I don't know. I guess it still seems like I'm no longer rooting for this relationship to work out, mostly because I feel like Steve is going to get the shitty end of the deal, because Like it took him saying "I love you" for her to be like, okay, I guess you're good enough for me. Like, I don't know if that's just gonna be enough. I feel like she likes the idea of it, but then she's gonna think about like what that word entails.
Yeah.
And if it comes to the point where like, because it's gonna and it's going to come to a point too, at least in real life, if this is a real situation where he's going to want to hear those words back. And I don't know if she's gonna ever be able to say them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if she's having this many qualms about them just being boyfriend and girlfriend, the L word is gonna be double that, triple that maybe. So I feel bad for my man Steve. I don't think he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it out unscathed. I can tell you that. It's gonna be bad for him.
Sure.
Yeah, poor guy. That's just crazy. Just that whole quote of saying, "What if somebody better comes along?" Yeah. That's insane.
It's pretty shitty attitude to have.
In dating in general, like you know what I mean, like. I can see like maybe that's honestly, you know what that sounds like? It sounds like a 22-year-old man's mentality on dating. Like, what if a hotter girl comes along? Oh, I gotta fuck her,
Ugh, why?
Oh, fun. So
that's them.
Should we talk about Samantha?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. So Samantha gets hit on at a bar by a very hot, not to me, but very like attractive,
like
powerful businessman. And when
a hedge fund, right?
Yeah, whatever the fuck that is. I don't.
I've heard it before. I know people who work at them make a lot of money.
Yep.
So
we always hedging your funds. Yep.
I mean, listen, if he's living in Manhattan, he's probably making a pretty decent salary. So I'm just gonna assume that it's a good job.
So he gets her to go out to dinner, and then he stands up, and she realizes he is in fact quite short, much shorter than her.
Yes.
And then she's very hung up on that the whole rest of the time.
Yes.
And can't decide because she likes his personality and his money and his forwardness and all that stuff. And they kind of bounce back and forth. She brings him to Charlotte's is there a name for that party? I didn't.
It was. Oh, she called it a not throwaway party. It was something that I didn't like. Hold on.
We'll get to what this party is when we get to her plot in more detail.
It was called a used date party.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Wow.
Disgusting. That's like even. Like if somebody even said that to my face, it was like, "Hey, like invited me to a party like that with that name," I'd be like, "Get away from me!" I would never come. That's so disrespectful to bring even if you're, which I mean, as you can see, it kind of backfired on.
Oh
her.
yeah,
that's what the fuck.
Rightfully so.
That's what the fuck you get, and we're gonna talk about that. But so. Samantha takes this dude to the used date party, which is problematic in itself, but they end up leaving the party, hooking up and having amazing sex. Amazing sex, best sex she ever had, and she didn't expect that out of a short man. By the way, some of the things that they were saying about this man,
oh my god,
that were very problematic, and I've seen that now lately, especially in the dating pool, like on dating apps from other people from I'm not on dating apps, I don't get shit but it's crazy and we can talk about it, like the double standard that is there when it comes to physical attributes and desires and stuff like that, because like men, we get chastised for like, oh, we don't want to date a girl that's a bigger girl or like, yada, yada, yada. And then like, we're assholes. But then like a man that then he's like 5 foot something. Every girl's like, ugh, disgusting. Like, well, least, like we can't even change that. Like I can't go get stretched. You know what I mean? Like I'm the height that
some guys lie, and that does annoy women. But yes. Now I will fully admit it is.
But they lie because they know a woman. If like especially now, like everybody, like every woman wants a guy that's 6 foot and above. So like now,
let me get
say 5'11".
Yeah,
they're like, ugh, disgusting.
Yeah,
1 whole inch. That's not.
I'm 5'10" to begin with. So yes, correct. I do tend to like a taller guy. Sure. I used to, and I will fully admit, be like, oh, I don't want a shorter guy. But now I'm like, it doesn't really matter at this point. Like, I could be, you know, as you said, expand your dating pool. I could be cutting off some great people, and that's stupid. So yes, I've been better about like expanding the old horizons and just being like, you know, come on, like you're stupid, but you're being dumb. But I have to say,
go ahead.
But also, girls who are shorter than me, much shorter than me, are always, they will absolutely throw away like guys in the 5 foot range because they want a tall guy. And I'm like, that's not fair.
Right.
Because the guy is, if you're 5 foot and a guy is 5'7", he is still taller than you.
Wait, even in heels, bitch. Even in 6 inch heels, he's still taller than you.
He's still taller than you.
Right.
But they're still like, nope, don't want him, can't have him. I want someone who's 6'5". I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. I want someone who's 6'5", and even that's pretty damn tall. Like,
and here's the thing: most of that whole taller than me thing is like about like visual aesthetics. And let's be fair: if you got a 6'5" motherfucker dating like a 5'2" girl, that looks weird. It looks weird. It looks like he's dating a child.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, like, I'm not saying that we got to do it proportionally or something like that. Like, whoever you love is who you love. Like, you happen to be fucking 4'11" and the guy of your dreams is 6'2". Hey, it happens. But I'm just saying, like,
I will also
go seeking for it. You know, it's just about a visual thing. That's really all it is.
It is also, I think, partially a like societally driven problem for women, because we are told to be accepted and liked and wanted, you need to be dainty and little and cute.
Right, that's fair.
You know, and you need to be petite. You, the woman, has to be smaller than the guy, which is stupid. Like, yes, women tend to biologically be smaller for the most part, but not so much anymore, really.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm 5'10", I'm huge.
I think there's more taller women now these days than before, for sure. Definitely women over like 5'6", 5'7", a lot more days.
So I think it's driven a little by that like, you know, oh, if I'm with a guy who's shorter or smaller than me, I will look like a hideous giant and people will hate me or make fun of me for that. So, you know,
or it's like the thing of like, oh, he can't protect me if he's shorter than me. Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
Yeah, it's like some of the toughest dudes in the world are small. Yeah, because mostly because they had to be, because they probably got picked on and shit like that. So they probably, like, you know, they gained it.
So it's all these like BS, you know, expectations that are unfortunately very ingrained, and I know I've been guilty of it in the past.
Oh yeah, we all have.
Just as much as anyone.
Even sometimes I've not dated girls who were a little taller than me, or like not wanted to, or like felt some type of way dating girls that were taller than me, because like, this is a social thing. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to be the bigger guy. I'm supposed to be the, you know, taller than, you know, blah, blah, blah. But like, none of that shit matters, because I've also dated a girl who was 6'2" and we had a great relationship. Yeah. So it really don't matter, you know?
Yeah. So they do hit it off in the episode and everything like that. But what almost kills it for her is she sees that he like shops at Bloomingdale Boys.
Wait. Not only did he shop at Bloomingdale Boys, but he also said, I gotta go to the little boys room. Oh, that didn't help. That didn't help. Like that, him saying that and then seeing his the tag on his coat didn't help him at all. I mean, I get it. She was already figuring out and shit like that. And of course he didn't know that, but he didn't have to say, who also, you a grown-ass man and you know you short. Don't say go to the little boys room. Come on, bro.
And I think I took that more as him like embracing the joke, like,
obviously, but but you know what though? That was the cool thing I did like about this character.
Oh, he was confident as fuck.
He's like, yeah, I'm short, but I got a big dick and I make a lot of money. What's up?
What are you gonna fucking do about it? And it's
what are you gonna do about it?
It's kind of hard to argue with like any of that if you own it and embrace it, which is cool that he did.
Absolutely, he totally did, and I think that's what turned her on about it. Like, you know, she was like ready to leave, and then like they started talking smack to each other. And she was like, all right, cool. Like,
trade the insults, and he made her laugh, and then they dated for 2 whole weeks, I guess.
And I also 2 whole weeks, which apparently was a long relationship according to Samantha, which I love.
They lose a little of the continuity because she dated that one guy, Steve. James.
Oh, is it James? Or is it Steve?
No, Steve is James. Steve is Miranda. So Steve Miranda's.
Yeah. For a long time, the small penis guy. But see, this is why I fucks with Miranda though, because look, Samantha, excuse me. That's why I fuck with Samantha, because like, look, she was being, superficial and shit in the beginning of the episode, but like her personality is so good. Like she's such a good person deep down that like she could see past that shit. Like she saw the funny in him and his success and his confidence turned her on, and she was like, oh wait, who cares if he's fucking 5 foot whatever? Like he makes me laugh, I can enjoy his time, blah blah blah. Now whatever happens in the 2 weeks that made them break up, who knows? But I'm sure him being short was not the cause.
Yeah, not at the end of the day, like maybe he like didn't make time for her, or or maybe she just wasn't into him anymore, had her fill and moved on. Like that's very much her personality, and she does that. And so that's one of the cool
that's what I'm saying. I like Miranda because she was Samantha. Yeah, sorry. He said Miranda. Sorry. So that's why I like Samantha so much. That's why I think she's the best character, because like even when she's like in a flawed approach, she still kind of finds a way to redeem herself through her. Like she like takes she looks within herself and be like, why am I doing this? Yeah. And not just like flies off the handle like the other girls do. Like Charlotte, because even she said that. She was like, anything less than 5 foot is unacceptable. Like,
yeah, well, tell that to like Peter Dinklage and his hot tall wife, and they're happily married.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I thought. I actually saw that line as like,
she's married to a fucking like Game of Thrones legend, amazing actor. She's doing great, and Peter Dinklage is really good looking.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying too. Like that line when she even said that was kind of problematic, because like, like that's just kind of disrespectful too. Little people,
again, you're
they can't change that. That's how they were born. So like, you like, and I understand. Listen, we all have to think. Like, I'm not saying that she's wrong for not wanting to date a person like that's a little person. That's fine, but to say like as if it's disgusting, she's like it's unacceptable. Like,
and dismissing an entire category of people just because of whatever.
Just because of their height, like they could be good people,
especially something you can't change. You can change if you're your job or interest, whatever. You can change a lot of things, but like most physical stuff you can't really change.
Nobody can change their height. After you hit 25, that's it. That's who you are. That's how tall you are. You might get like another inch or two, like if you do some yoga. That's it. Like you're not gonna go from like 5'5" to like 6'5".
Yeah,
and you can't do that.
I mean, that's like her saying like, oh, you can't date. I mean, people dye their hair, but like you can't date redheads. Because of whatever. Redheaded men or this. You can't date redheaded men for whatever.
Right, it's ridiculous.
And like I said, you do have your own proclivities, and maybe just stuff you're just not attracted to, and that's okay too. But you can't act like it's the own like. Because you don't like X. X is useless and bad for everyone.
Well, it's because that actually I'm actually glad that they kind of had that in this episode, because I have seen that kind of thinking in real life, like from women, just like, oh, if it's a 5 in front of his height, I don't like, he's not even basically you're not even worth the air that you breathe if you're 5 foot whatever.
If you're 5'10", 5'11".
5'10", 5'11", like disgusting. I'm like,
sorry, that's the average height of guys in the US. It's like 5'10",
5'9". 5'9" is the average. It used to be 5'8", and now it's 5'9". And so like 5'9" is like the average men and that's the thing too, like it's only, I think it's 13% of the population that is over 6 foot. And you want to wear of the
heels?
World, 13% of the population of the world. So not just in America, of the world. That's a very small numbers.
You want to wear heels? Okay, fine, wear heels or don't. Who cares? Heels are fucking overrated. I joked that like I don't always wear heels when I do red carpet stuff, because I tower over a lot of actors in Hollywood, and it's not real.
A lot of actors are short. They're a lot shorter than you think. And you know what? A lot of their women don't fucking complain about their height. You think Kevin Hart's wife has complained about his height? Probably not. Probably she living real good. She done gave him 3 kids already. Like I'm pretty sure she's loving it.
That is my mom's favorite game of all time, though. Is she goes, okay, I know how tall you are. Like, tell me everyone's height when you like do stuff, and I'll be like, oh, they come up to my shoulder or chest or whatever, and she'll just go, I knew it.
Actors are notoriously known for being short.
Or she'll be like, oh, they're smaller than I thought, or in many cases taller.
I mean, I think the only people that were probably like mostly tall are like Marvel actors, like all those guys, they're like superheroes and shit like that. They're usually pretty tall because that's how they're.
But not Robert Downey Jr. He's only like 5'8". I saw him in person,
but I don't think Tony Stark is supposed to be tall. And from the comic books, I could be wrong.
No.
Sorry, Marvel. Please don't get mad at me, Marvel nerds.
Don't come for us.
Don't come for me. I didn't read the comic books. I just seen the movies. I apologize.
I just saw the movies.
Yeah, I just saw the movies. Just saw the Iron Man movies, but I'm pretty sure in the comic book he's not supposed to be tall. I think he's like 5'10" in the comic book.
Yeah.
So
because it's all the technology.
Yeah, and also Mark Ruffalo's not that tall either.
No,
to be the Hulk, like in which
neither is
again,
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd neither. I think he's like 5'9" or maybe 5'10" or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not always the case, but I think most of the time Marvel actors are relatively tall, like the Thors and the Captain Americas, and they kind of have to be because like you can't have a 5'5" Captain America. Although technically they fucked up with Wolverine because Wolverine's supposed to be 5'3".
He's supposed to be small. Yeah,
he's supposed to be small as shit. He's supposed to be like
Jackson's like 6'2". Yeah.
So they did reverse it.
I feel like I saw some grumblings.
But Hollywood made up for it though because they made Tom Cruise Jack Reacher, who's supposed to be like 6'4" and like 200 something pounds, and clearly Tom Cruise is not that.
Yeah, I feel like I remember very vaguely seeing some grumblings when the first X-Men movie was coming out, like on the kind of my first foray into like internet stuff, people being like, he's a foot taller than the comic book Wolverine, that's bullshit. And like, can't do that. But I'm like, but I didn't care. I love it.
But I mean, it worked.
I made a whole TikTok about there
also,
was TikTok.
I was like, I'm thinking about that too. It's like at the time when these movies were being made, to be fair, I honestly don't even know on screen if it would have translated well to have like a 5'3" actor playing Wolverine, you know what I mean? Like, cause like it would just look weird, just like cause like Wolverine in the comics is like this super buff little guy, like he's like just like a little mound of muscle. So that would just look weird. I feel like on screen, just like a bodybuilder in a 5'3" stature body, you know. And
I think also our perception of that from the cartoon might have been off because I think he was like smaller in the cartoon, but he wasn't like 5'3" compared to like Cyclops or whatever. I don't know. Right.
Yeah, it's just interesting. I mean, I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it. It's like I understand where people were upset because of the comic book, but so it's like it worked though. Hugh Jackman was good in the role.
Yeah, but also on the flip side, people flipped out when Robert Downey Jr. got cast as Iron Man, and look at him now.
True,
so,
that's true. So it is. Yeah.
There's just no pleasing some people really at the end of the day.
But height shouldn't matter in the dating pool. Love should. That's what if you're dating for love, if you're dating for just pure sex or whatever, then do whatever you want. Be superficial as you need to be. Cool.
So speaking of superficial, let's get to Charlotte's storyline.
Might as well, because there's gonna be quick.
So we'll finish on Carrie. But she is dating the politician, and Charlotte wants to be invited to like a fundraiser because there's donors, and that's why she's politically active. And Miranda's like, it's just code for rich and the right, like cute and rich or in the right circles and stuff, which is true. 100% true. Charlotte would make
that's what everybody was at that party. That was everybody at that party was, with Charlotte's side basically.
Yeah. And by the way, at the fundraiser, she gets the idea when she's talking to the guy, and then the fiance comes over. The fiance is Elizabeth Banks.
What's that?
Yes. Yes.
Not. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, that's why I was like, wow. I don't even know how I let that. Oh wow! I didn't even. Man, good eye on you. I didn't even.
I knew it from. I'd read it.
It didn't register. You
don't have to give me that much credit, but.
Still, though, it didn't. It just never registered. I watched the entire day, and it never sat in my brain. That's Elizabeth Banks.
Yep.
But I also did that too with in Spider-Man because she plays a receptionist.
Right.
Oh yeah, that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you call it? But that's where Charlotte gets the idea. Is her character Elizabeth Banks' character says, "Oh, I met him at the used date party, and some woman was getting rid of him, and I picked him up." And Charlotte's like, "One woman's trash is another woman's treasure. I love it, Charlotte." Charlotte,
like,
come on.
Here's the problem with it. Here's the only thing. Like, a part, like I can understand like a singles party. Like if you're bringing somebody like a friend that's single and you want to hook them up or something like that, or whatever. That's one thing. But like to bring exes, like people you don't want, like that just seems so insulting. It's like, look, I don't want you, but I'm gonna bring you to this party. Maybe somebody else.
Because also, if you're bringing an ex and or someone you want to dump, how do you make that make sense at the party where you're like are you introducing them to other people while you're trying to go meet the concept is deeply flawed.
Like, super awkward.
And I don't like, because also I wonder, like, so Charlotte only invited women she knew who had exes, but she didn't know all of these exes.
Well, I think some of the men that were there also brought women as well too. So I think she knew like some of the, like it was a good mix. Like she invited some women, like of course the core group of friends, and then like there's probably some men there that she's probably friends with or knows through like the art world that have exes.
Or I guess it wasn't only exes. The missive was bring a guy you're not interested in.
Yeah, bring someone you're not interested in. So guy, girl, whatever. Like and that's still problematic though.
It's a terrible idea all around.
Also too, like if you know, oh man, like it seems like a very passive aggressive way to let somebody know that you're not into it. Because like obviously if you're bringing them to this party, you ain't had a talk of
like, hey, I think we should break up. Yeah, it's not working out. Because that's where Samantha's guy calls her out and is like, because he's there and he's like, no, I'm with someone, and that other woman's like, get a clue, look around and figure it out. And that's when he's like, are you fucking brought me here to dump me? That would be awful.
Again, points to him because he took that shit on the chin and was like, oh, fuck this, and went over there, was like, look, come home with me tonight. I'm gonna show you the best sex you ever had. And I guarantee you're gonna wish that you didn't bring me here.
Yeah, you're gonna feel real fucking embarrassed you brought me here. Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. He brought her home, tore it up, and she was like, oh, I am so sorry. I did not know you were this good.
Did not realize
I
would get the dicking of my life.
Dicking of my life. Oh my god, we gotta get t-shirts made.
We gotta write that down.
Holy shit, that's the best. Yeah, so but that party is just like so fucked up. But Charlotte got hers because she
met Greg. Yeah, and hitting it off with Greg.
They were hitting it off. He was in. What do you say?
I don't remember what he did. He was just always traveling. He was like, I've been in Cuba.
He said, I'm an adventure traveler. I was like, ugh.
Oh, that's every fucking dating profile right now. It's like, I'm looking for a travel buddy. How fucking often are you actually traveling, dude?
Right. I ain't trying to be gone that much, motherfucker. Like if you traveling every week, I ain't trying to be gone like that.
Or if you're traveling every week, you better be fucking paid for it because I'm going to be unemployed because I can't take that much time off work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you want that,
and you better be paying for a cat sitter for my cat child because I can't leave him alone.
Or bring him with us.
No, he's not good. He's not good with travel.
Fair enough.
I had to drive him. Moving the cat in here. Now, I also was hypersensitive. I wanted him to have a helpful experience, but it was traumatic to bring him here for me. I was upset. He was upset. I had to leave him in the bathroom like most of the moving day.
Gotcha.
But I set him up with all his stuff. But actually, taking him to the vet was traumatic for me too, because it was my first time taking him to the vet, and he meowed in the car ride, and it was a 10-minute car ride, and I was like, I'm sorry. So I don't think I'm bringing this cat to Peru with me.
Fair enough. I don't know. He might like a Peruvian mouse though. You never know. You might want to hook him up.
He could. It's good. It was too hard to keep him quiet, but he made a cameo earlier in the episode, meowing in the background.
Here's what you do is you just give him a little bit of CBD with a little THC, and then he'll be good. He'll just sleep through the whole flight.
Get him hopped up on the
just give him a little high, a little calm. He'll be good.
What do you call it? But yeah, so Charlotte's Instagram travel boyfriend before there was Instagram travel.
That's essentially
that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, that's really that's actually very prominent. Yeah, that's right on the money. Instagram traveling, motherfucker.
So then his ex is there though, and she's like, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" And she pulls him aside and starts making out with him, and that's the end of that for Charlotte.
Yes, which
rightfully
so.
That's for exactly throwing one of the crueler party ideas I've ever seen in my life.
It has to be one of the. That the only thing that was, I think there was two. It was both in movies. Mm-hmm. Dinner for Schmucks. That was a. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, but I know about it.
Essentially, basically, the whole movie, you bring it's like a bumbling idiot to the party, and then everybody just makes fun of them the entire party. That's what they do. That's fucked up. And then there was I can't remember what the show or movie it was, but it was called a cattle party, and you were supposed to get girls that were on the bigger side and bring them to the party, and like they all like talk shit about them and like
good luck getting out of that party alive with me, motherfuckers.
Yeah. This is like the top 3 I've heard parties like that. Yeah. And here's the thing. Just because it's in movies doesn't mean it hasn't happened in real life. Somebody was inspired by something, you know.
And I think like frats and stuff have thrown nasty parties and stuff like that.
Yeah. And that's exactly what kind of a party like this would be. It'd be like a frat kind of party to bring your ex. Also, side note, why would you go to a like the whole part, like the 2 exes they end up like making out and shit like that. Like, would you go to a party with an ex that because clearly they had like a long, like, if I can understand this party's fucked up, but I'm saying I can understand you bringing someone who like you went on a couple of dates with or what, like Samantha's situation. They went on like one date and she brought them to the party. It's still fucked up, but I can see that. But clearly these people had a relationship, so. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't go to a party with an ex like that.
Control stuff even after the fact, you know, like even if you're broken up, you still be like, well, he's still mine. I still have power and control over. So I've run into that with girls who want to be in charge of, like, I think I've made this joke before, of like all the male resources available. And
yeah.
And then even if that includes like, I don't want to date him, but I still want to be in charge of him because even if I don't want him back, I don't want anyone else to have him, you know, because again, I'm a crazy woman.
That was clearly what that was with her, because like they went to the party together, and then as soon as she saw, you know, him and Charlotte hitting it off, all of a sudden she was like into him again.
Yeah,
which is very problematic in itself. But like, I don't know, just them being there, like, now I'm wondering like whose idea it was, who invited who said, like, who suggested it, you know?
Oh, exactly. There's so many questions about this bizarre idea.
And because and clearly Charlotte didn't know either of them, because remember when at the end of the party when him and her were talking and she comes up and introduces her, she says, oh, you must be so and so's friend.
Yeah. So maybe maybe Charlotte like put it out to like her friend circle and then was like, tell your friends.
Right. But even still, I'm just like, as I'm saying, like, who invited who and like who suggested it and who thought this was a good idea? In what way? Here's the thing. There's no ex in the world I would go to a party with to like hit on other girls in front, like while she's around, even if it's like necessarily in front of her, even if she's like in the other room, it's still like, that's just a weird way to operate. Why would you even say yes to that? Right?
It's just weird.
Yeah. It's just weird. I don't even understand the dynamic of that. But funny in this episode because it kind of backfires on Charlotte, in which she needed that, because why would you even have a party like that? Which is funny though, but you know what though? It still is on brand with her, because every time she kind of like ventures out and does something, she always blows up in her face.
Every time.
And this was
a miracle she still tries to date. It's so
for real. That girl's had so many like.
She's had a bad run.
Love it. Oh man, it's so funny. That's true, but it's still on brand.
Yep. So that brings us to Carrie and the main thrust of the episode. I
hate that. I love that. I hate it. I'm mad at myself.
I'm mad at myself. That was funny. Yes, so Carrie is dating John Slattery, aka Roger Sterling, for 3 weeks now, and he's bringing her. This just is so weird. He's bringing her like on the campaign trail to stuff, which makes no sense. If anyone with any like base political knowledge is like, even if he was dating her, and I know she's like high-ish profile in the city, I'm not like to jump very briefly to the end, like people on his campaign staff, so he says, don't think they should date because she's a sex columnist and it's too close to the election. I'm like, yeah, I mean, if no matter how progressive some people are, like if it's still kind of wild that you're dating a sex columnist, you might want to wait till you get in office to announce all that.
Yeah, and too, like I feel like his campaign team probably wouldn't even let it get this far.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like no, because like I'm sure they vetted her second he even found out about her, like when they met and shit like that. So I'm sure they like went and did research and looked into her past and shit like that. Because that's what people do in politics, especially when they're in the middle of a campaign. You know what I'm saying? They want to make sure there's nobody gets blindsided with no information. So I'm actually surprised they were even able to date this long
and openly, this point, and so openly. She's at like.
I mean, he's a comptroller, so it's not like he's the mayor or like the governor, so it's a little different, but still, but still, it's.
But anyway,
she's
she's fully leaning into like the going for like a Jackie Kennedy, Jackie O vibe with her like cleaned up political looks, and she's like, politics is just like fashion. You're reworking old ideas and making them seem new. Okay, sure, that's no, but
I hope that's not it.
You keep dreaming. Enjoy.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did notice too. Like, it seems like, if you're going to date a politician, you basically become a politician because, like, look at what they were doing to her. Like, she had to wear a certain thing. That guy kept fucking putting pins on her and shit like that. Like, all kinds of shit. So, that just seems like a lot of, It seems like you bite off more than you can chew when you date a politician because you especially a politician in the middle of a campaign, like you're definitely going to be involved because like now, and especially too, like now that they kind of proclaim that, out loud they're in a relationship and obviously they've been seen around together and shit like that. Like now your image is his image. So you can't even be yourself around. Like the fact that, I'm surprised you didn't have like reporters and shit like that, hounding her at lunch and shit, know?
Yeah.
And a sex column is definitely, I mean, it's fine, but in the world of politics, not so much.
It's a dicier proposition.
For sure. Absolutely.
So they get to brunch.
Yes.
And this is the scene that I think I mentioned this last episode that came up last year during the election.
Okay.
Because I think because everyone was binge watching, so they're revisiting Sex and the City and whatnot. So Charlotte's like, it's so weird you're dating a politician. You're not even registered to vote. let's just start there.
That's true.
But that's not that shocking. Like,
no, there's a lot of people who aren't registered to vote.
Yeah, and I totally buy that Carrie is just totally divested from politics. Hell, I fucking wish I wasn't like having to follow politics the way I am, but the way the fucking world's going. Not that I want to be politically inactive and dumb, but like I also don't want to be this involved. There's got to be a middle ground. I can't take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm losing it.
Absolutely.
And then Samantha's like, I get it. Politicians are hot. All the power cute. And stuff.
And she's like adjusting herself. She's like, I dated a dating for his power. She's like,
she says she votes for candidates based on their looks. The country runs better with a good-looking man in the White House. And that line got brought up a bunch, I feel like, last year.
Yeah.
And it's funny. And look, I'm just gonna say it. I don't think Joe Biden's hot, but he's objectively better looking than Donald Trump.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, even a younger Joe Biden was way better looking than a younger Donald Trump.
You seen Hunter Biden?
Yeah.
Hunter Biden's all right.
Yeah,
they tried to be like, look at his laptop picture where he's shirtless. And I remember on the TMI podcast last year, Veronica and I were like, whoa. No one told us about what Hunter Biden looked like.
Yeah.
Hold the phone.
Yeah.
What is this? But anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like Joe Biden, like a young Joe, like now he's still like he's like a handsome older man.
He's a handsome older man.
He was young though. He was I know he was killing them girls because he was very good looking.
He's not a deflating, decrepit monster. That's a bonus.
Absolutely. No, I did have that was a very interesting point or that comment because
the country running better with a good looking man.
I do think some people feel that way.
I think so too. Yeah, people, they get into the sex and politics are all intermingled, and that's very true. Like,
I think so too. I think even just like dating itself is almost political, because you're like every time you're like approaching a girl or like approaching a new relationship, you're kind of campaigning.
Vote for me.
Vote for me to be your guy,
your partner.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So when Carrie said that, like sex and politics connected, I was like, absolutely, because that's exactly what you're doing.
And we, and they call politics is just Hollywood for ugly people. Haha, it's kind of true though.
That's funny.
You've never heard
I've
that?
never heard that. That's really
that's an old saying. Yeah.
That's I mean, man, that's kind of right on the money. Like, I mean, not right on the money. Obviously, I'm not saying everybody in politics is ugly or not like that, but I like the overall theme of it. I kind of get where they're the point of what they're saying, which is really good. That's really clever.
Yeah. So then Samantha goes on, like, what happened with Nixon. Charlotte said she had a crush on Dan Quayle. Now you want to know what I remember? Dan Quayle was Bush 1's vice president in the early 90s. This is all I remember about Dan Quayle. He spelled potato wrong.
Yep.
And that's it.
Did he spell it with like 2 T's or some shit like that?
No, he spelled it with an E at the end. P-O-T-A-T-O-E.
I mean, if you were sounding it out, that's how you would spell it.
I'm not saying the English language isn't flawed, but also
right, but also
come
on, bro.
Potato.
You're supposed to be in politics. You're out here. You're the vice president. You can't spell potato. That's not a good sign. It's not a good look.
Yeah. So then they get into which president was hottest, and everyone agrees that JFK was the hottest, and I'm like, but I don't know so much anymore.
I think you're more like a FDR kind of girl. I think you'd like a little FDR.
Maybe.
Little Teddy Roosevelt, maybe, especially
I mean,
with the mustache.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
little Theodore Roosevelt.
I like the Roosevelts. See me.
Oh, that's your type, man. Teddy Roosevelt. Come on, bro. Teddy Roosevelt, like he's literally your type. He's like a rugged man.
Yeah.
He went hunting. He had the fucking mustache.
I don't
approve
like a man's hunting, man. But yes.
Well, sure, but I mean,
generally, yes.
But he's closer to like your.
He's closer to my lumberjack type we talked about last time.
Of all the presidents, he probably is the most.
But it's funny. Barack Obama's objectively very good looking too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Things are going all right then.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, look, but here's the thing though, like, no matter, I mean, there's some presidents who fucked up royally, obviously.
Yep.
But like, nobody leaves the office unscathed, because that's politics. Like, you can't make all the moves you want to make, because there's always something or some other party that's like, no, thank you. This doesn't benefit us, so we don't want to do it. But I mean, I don't know. I think, maybe across the board, you could probably look at most of the presidents that were good looking and see where the mistakes were made. And you're probably not too far off with the country is ran a little better with somebody more handsome in office. Because you also got to remember too, because like, it's a proven fact, scientific fact. Like, people who are good looking are like more confident. They
are more confident, and people trust them more.
Trust them a little more. All these other things. And I'm not saying that doesn't make. I mean, because then handsome motherfuckers can be corrupt as well.
Oh,
but I'm saying you can. I think there is a certain scientific context with that, because of the confidence that you have as a good looking person. And so talk about like growing up, you were nutrition was right and all this other stuff, like all these factors that come in. So there's some correlation to it. I just don't know how right on the money it is with that statement. But I will say Obama did pretty damn good. So I don't know. Good looking guy. Country is going pretty well.
And then they talk, and then Miranda caps it off with, "So glad they weren't around for the founding fathers, because none of them were fuckable," which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But Samantha's like, "I heard Thomas Jefferson was good looking."
Oh yeah, the young Thomas Jefferson.
Young Thomas Jefferson.
He might have been, but not by the time he was president. I can tell you that.
No. And I guess now, like, because of Hamilton, we know that Hamilton was like good looking.
Is that right?
At the for the time, yeah. I guess he had very like bright blue eyes that people were into.
Oh yeah, blue eyes will get you.
Yeah.
Blue eyes will get you.
I know.
Yeah.
You can't see. I realize on this lighting you can't see for shit that I have
Yeah,
to realize,
but you know, you gotta get close. Come on. No, show the people. Get it. No, get in there. Get in there.
I can't do it.
It looks kind of green right now, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do actually, fun fact, have a like around the center of around my iris, like a green ring in my eyes.
Okay. That's what's reflected right now. But her eyes are blue, people. If you don't, I've seen them close up. I'm telling you, they're blue.
Thank you. Let's see. So then we get into the, you know, Carrie's writing the article and she goes to the fundraiser. Then we see Stanford, Stanny. Oh, R.I.P. But he comes to the fundraiser.
Yes. Here's where Carrie was winning points, right? Mm-hmm. Stanford comes and he was at both parties, but first he's at the fundraiser. He's at the fundraiser. Mm-hmm. And wait, is this when he tries to hit on the
campaign manager? The campaign manager. I know the campaign manager's gay. Yes. Like, you know, set me up, and Carrie tries.
By the way, he said he only know he was gay because he saw him rollerblading. I didn't know rollerblading was gay, but I guess in 2000 that was a gay thing. Is that?
I may have depended what he was wearing while rollerblading.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably a bad stereotype, and I apologize right off the top for saying this, but I picture a mesh shirt for some reason.
And a very short shorts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, short denim shorts.
Yeah. I don't know though.
I'm probably going to hell for that stereotype in my head.
By the way, no, you're not. It's fine. I mean, because listen, you can go to Santa Monica right now and probably see that.
True.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Secondly, he didn't seem like he was out.
Yes, I think that was the key thing. I mean,
he's working in politics and shit.
He's working in politics, and he probably spent you know, the rollerblading thing was probably obviously on his own time, and he probably looked, I would, you know, markedly different than he did in the suit and everything like that, and probably in a different part of town where maybe people would bump into him.
Yeah. Probably,
and that's probably how he kind of maintained that, because in 2000 there were, I think the only out politician of note was Barney Frank from Massachusetts. He's a senator, or was a senator at the time, if I recall correctly. And without Googling. So if you Google it and I'm wrong, just let us know.
Listen, it is what it is.
But so gay
politicians, so he definitely wasn't out. Yeah, he definitely wasn't out.
Yeah,
he definitely wasn't out. And
barely a thing now. We're like just getting
because when she
who's
comes
the guy
up
from
to
Texas? I can't think. Not Beto, but the
froze.
other guy. Oh, I'm here.
Yeah, you did. You froze for a second. On my end, maybe not your end.
Okay.
No, it was just like, because when she comes up to him and is like even talking to him about like, she's like, oh, there's a guy that's interested in you. He's like, where is he? Like, you know, like he's like, don't say it out loud, but like
lower your voice, but where
you can hear, lower your voice, but like point him out. And poor thing, he thought he thought she was pointing to like the hot blonde guy with like the muscles and shit like that. He's like, can I have him anyway though? I don't want Stanford. But here's where she won. She won points because she went over and she spared his feelings. She was like, oh, he's not gay.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, oh, she won points. And then she fucked it up at the end. She lost all the points that she gained back. I was like, oh, she's a good friend. Oh, no, she's a terrible person.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I do think it's funny that Carrie does bring Stanford to the date party and Charlotte's like, what the hell? She's like, well, you said bring a guy I'm not interested in, and she's just bringing her friend to hang out because Carrie's taken, you know, she's dating someone, she's not gonna bring. And
that was probably like the least problematic invite of the entire party. She didn't bring an ex, she just brought a friend that she's like trying to get hooked up. That's pretty damn nice.
So now we get to after the fundraiser, the big reveal. So they hook up, the sex is great, and he's like, hey, is there anything like you want me to be doing that I'm not? And she's like, no, you know, 10 out of 10, things are going great. Do you have anything? And he's like, well, yes, I would like us to get in the shower, clean up, and then I want you to pee on me.
Let me tell you something. Him saying that threw me for a complete loop.
I knew it was coming. Well, also I forgot, and I thought he wanted to pee on her.
I mean, either way,
it's weird. Sorry,
not weird. It's
sorry.
It's bizarre. It's
unusual.
Unusual. Thank you. Yes. There.
So yeah, in my head I was like, oh, is it that he wanted to pee on her? I was like, no, wait, there's some other gag. So I was patiently waiting because I couldn't remember what the gag was between episodes. But so it threw you for a loop. You weren't expecting him to
No,
ask for that.
I honestly thought he was going to ask her to do something like for his image, like wear a certain or like go to a certain place and campaign with him or something like that. I did not see him saying, "Oh, I need you to pee on me." I was like, "Oh," because I thought he's gonna, I thought he's gonna say something like low key insulting and maybe problematic.
Yeah, be like, "Hey, you need to do this with your hair,
right?" Like be more conservative or something like that. Blah blah blah. Yeah, but. Yeah, he's like, no, I need you to pee on me, which is totally cool. Actually, honestly, even though it threw me for a loop, I honestly think that was like a better request than like him saying, "Oh, you need to change the way you look," or like quit your job or some shit like that, Because I mean, peeing, whatever. Like,
and as you said, he wanted to do it in the shower, which keeps things nice and tidy. It's
water beads it right off of you. It's not even really gonna touch your skin. Which also I don't really understand that because like you want me to pee on you, but it's hot water rinsing it right off, so you're really getting the same sensation already. Other than you just the liquid.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's the physical sensation. I think it's the act, as Samantha kind of points out. It's a submissive thing to be peed on by somebody, and
absolutely.
As she said, a lot of people who are dominant out in the world behind closed doors want to be submissive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that kind of makes sense, as far as like something he'd be interested in doing.
That's crazy.
So they, what do you call it? And they go on another date to a spicy like Indian curry restaurant, and the poor thing is eating but not drinking any liquids and like almost choking.
So immature. She's like, you know what? If I don't drink anything, I can't pee on them.
Yeah, I'm like, also you could drink and just pee at the restaurant, or just still say no. You don't have to. He asked, as we said.
She did eventually coming to him and as a mature adult, be like, look, I'm not comfortable with it, but we can try other things. She pulled a Samantha low key because she was like, look,
offered some options.
Want to do this, but she was like, I can, maybe leave the bathroom door open. You can hear me pee. I can run some water while we have sex. I can pour some hot tea on you.
Yeah, like, all these options.
Yeah.
But at the restaurant, that's where he says, "Oh, I read your column. I like it. I think it's funny." And then he goes, "Oh, we can't get together tonight. I have to do X, Y, and Z." And girl chugs that water the second she realizes that they aren't gonna hook up that night. She's like just down in the water like crazy.
Also, I thought it was hilarious. The lighting of the episode, like the cup was yellow, and then like the lighting behind the water was also yellow. So when she's pouring the water into the cup, it was
like a waitress comes by and like pours water in, and it like makes like pee sound.
Yeah, I love that little bit. It was like that's a really clever joke. I mean, it's corny, but it also is clever as well. Just like the lighting behind it and everything, making it all look yellow. I was like, this is hilarious.
Yeah. So they another night. That's where he's like, they have sex. He's like, all right, let's get in the shower. And he's like pumped to try this, and she offers the options. And then, it's kind of a no-go. And that's when he drops the like, hey, people on the campaign are reading the column and first she's like, I don't want to, hang on, I'm right. I'm all out of order.
Yeah, do that.
Let's see. She offers the alternatives, and then he says, hey, the campaign people read the column, and it's too much sex stuff, and it's a bad idea for him to be dating a sex columnist so close to the election. She's like, well, yeah, I write about sex, but you're the one who has to be peed on. And he goes, oh, well, no one knows about that. And he had been unnamed in the column, and he still was.
Yes.
But then she revealed in the damn column that he likes being peed on,
which I thought was very disrespectful. Like, there's no reason for that.
Need to he didn't say because like
that. And maybe I didn't, like, maybe me watching this and I didn't pick up on context or something like that. Like maybe he was saying it insultingly, but I don't feel that he was saying.
I think she took it as an insult.
Yes, but he didn't say it though. Like he said, like my people. Yeah, because he
was also I think
column.
Breaking up with her in that moment, and I think she got because I think when she said I don't want to do the pee thing, and there's like a beat, and then that's when he pokes his head out of the shower and is like, So I think she kind of took it as like, oh, your campaign people were at the com and didn't like it. Liar, you're the one who's mad. I won't pee on you. So F you, I'm gonna not exactly out you, but like if anyone has seen us anywhere, and if she's the type of like personality in New York that gets photographed or people know what she's doing, and yeah, people know he's the comptroller who likes pissing on people. Which is, or not, sorry, who likes
being pissed on, yeah.
Sorry.
Which is, again, it's still not okay, because like even if he was breaking up with her, he didn't insult her. He didn't say like your job sucks or you're, he didn't say anything wrong.
Even said the campaign people liked the column. It's just that the content wasn't appropriate at this time for him to be associated with.
Which, to be fair, it could be that her job could be problematic in his campaign, because people would use that like, oh, he's dating a sex columnist. Is this the kind of guy you want as a comptroller?
He can't comptroll like that with a sex columnist.
Yeah, like he can't even.
Do you even know what the fuck a comptroller does?
He can't even control his own person.
He can't even control.
How can you control your life? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those fucking dumbass fucking ads. Yeah. Don't vote for him. Like, yeah.
during the California recall, I did see, I think, possibly the craziest ad I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
That basically boiled down to is a Republican running, and he was all listing all the bad things, and then he's like, why is she voting for me? And they showed like a bear in the woods, and basically the thrust of the ad was like, you should vote for me because a bear shits in the, does a bear shit in the woods? Yeah, and I'd make a better governor because of it. It was so weird.
I love it. I love those. I love those, like those little smear campaigns that they had. Like, I remember for a while those were illegal for a hot minute, and then like somehow I don't know what happened, then they were able to do it again. So it was like, I do remember it being, and I also remember it being illegal commercially for like products and shit like that. Because remember there was a time where like basically like if Pepsi was like, hey, go fuck yourself, Coca-Cola, they could do that, make a commercial. Yeah. And then for a while that was illegal, and then like now you can kind of do it again. Like you can't,
I think there's
you can't be like directly insulting, but you just be like, hey, they don't have the same taste that we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a nicer way of being like, hey, don't fuck with Coca-Cola.
I think you still can't directly call out, but you can like imply.
Yeah. Like you can have like, I remember one commercial I saw was like a Coca-Cola, and they had like a Pepsi-esque logo in the commercial, but it didn't say Pepsi, but it looked like, you know what I mean? Like it was very close to it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because they both taste the same. I don't care what anybody says. Anyway,
no, you're dead wrong, but okay.
Oh, we can have this debate. Not right now, but we
politics. I am wearing I got this shirt.
Oh, is that
it's Mrs.
Voorhees?
It's Pamela Voorhees, but it says I'm with her, which was from the Hillary Clinton campaign.
That's awesome.
I got this shirt from, I don't think they make them anymore, at the person who's kind of one off printing these, but a friend of mine had it, and I thought that was like the funniest fucking t-shirt
it's really
I've
great.
ever seen in my life.
It's fantastic.
And so I went ahead and ordered one as well, because it's just,
that's awesome.
It's funny. The campaign against low-key, that's teenagers. This is the funniest shirt you could possibly wear.
Also, that shirt too is like, that's kind of how people who are on like Trump's side kind of viewed Hillary. Like, she might as well have been fucking Pam Voorhees. Like to them, like, oh, you're with her, she's gonna destroy the world.
Yeah.
Whatever. But so that, like, again, I don't think he insulted her in any way. And even if he was breaking up with her, that was still a petty move to like write an article and like outing him. Yeah. Like what did that do for you?
Yeah. Like, why did she need to, like, also it's stupid to fuck up a politician's life, because you never know, man. What he could, maybe she doesn't even have a car. Maybe she suddenly has a bunch of parking tickets that she didn't know about. Huh?
I know, man.
Did you ever think of that?
Yeah. Maybe Steve's debt gets transferred to Carrie.
Maybe suddenly it's not Steve Brady's debt, it's Carrie Bradshaw's. Brad Brady's pretty close. Little clerical error.
Yeah, man.
Turns it all around. Huh?
Yeah. And that's the thing too, is like, listen, today he might be trying to be comptroller, but then the next time he might be something else. And let's fuck around, he might be fucking mayor of New York. Then what are you gonna do?
Yeah. And also, he did not force you to do anything. He's not an Anthony Weiner or whatever. Like, All he
didn't threaten your career or nothing like that.
Career.
He asked like, "Hey, would you pee on me?" You said no. He was like, "All right, no big deal."
I mean, he tried to cut. This was clearly the second time he was kind of pushing it, but he wasn't like dragging her in the shower and
right
like, now piss on me or anything insane.
Yeah. Also, too, like, don't insult the guy. Like, okay, clearly this is important to him. Clearly this is a thing that, I mean, sure, it's not for everybody, and then it may be like we all have our things that are important to us, a relationship, and if if the person's not willing to do them, then we don't feel like they're compatible with us. And clearly, him being pissed on is one of the things that he is a deal breaker for him.
Yeah,
like somebody who doesn't want kids and you want kids, that's a deal breaker. So that's nothing wrong with that. Like, you don't want to pee on them, it's fine.
And as we said, for a sex columnist, she's pretty uptight about shit.
That's true.
She's
Samantha should be the sex columnist. She's the one that's
really, like, they should switch jobs.
You know what I mean? For real. And I bet you her articles will be fire too.
Like, let me tell you about the short man I had sex with.
I bet you that article would be fantastic.
Don't give him short shrift because where it counts.
Yeah.
Because I remember at the tantric thing, Carrie was like giggling the whole way through. Yeah, so stupid. Grow up.
Grow up. Yeah, you're the most immature sex columnist of all time. Yeah. Well,
that's our episode. I just realized
she lost points again with me. Like, she's kind of coming back. I was like, all right, no, I don't fuck with her no more. 0. She's in the negative points now. She was at 0. Now she's in the negatives. I don't fuck with Carrie no more. Toxic woman for a sex columnist.
Samantha forever,
bro. I would. Yeah, Samantha's like I think Samantha could be best friends with a man and a woman at the same time because like she rocks with both. You know what I mean? Yep. Like she has a good a good ideal feminist outlook on life, but she also understands that like there has to be a balance with that, and she can see both sides. And like I feel like she can have a best friend guy and a girl simultaneously, and it'd be all good. Anyway, cool. Now tell the people where they can find us, my friend.
Well, they can find us most easily on Instagram at Show Me What Pod. Right? That's my thing. Just Show Me What Pod. Yes. Show Me What Podcast. That's our full Instagram name. And that will take you to all the other ways to find us, including the Spotify and Apple and the YouTube, where you can see my fun shirt. Like I said, I don't think they make them anymore. So sorry, apologies if you missed out. And don't steal their fucking design either.
Right? Yeah, don't.
Cool. Jesus,
if you do, send them a little piece of it if you're gonna steal.
Yeah, if you're gonna steal, well, it won't be stealing if you send someone a piece.
Send a little piece.
But anyway, don't fucking steal artwork from creators. Anywho, you can find me most easily on Twitter and Instagram at Elizabeth Movies. And Chris, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Like, why do you keep doing that? We're not sending you any. Like, I know people are listening. Like, we're not sending you any money. Stop saying it.
Although the day someone sends you money for the podcast, you have to tell me because I'm just curious if it.
I'm gonna screenshot it and I'm gonna. I'm gonna send it to you. But you can find me on all that at Mack Diddycombs, MackDiddyCombs on everything.
And speaking of independent creators, and artists. Buy some Arlo candles, Arlo Australia on Etsy and Instagram and all that good stuff.
Yes.
They have wonderful smelling candles. You said they have some seasonal ones because it is we are officially recording this in spooky season, hence the shirt. And if you're watching the video, the pumpkin behind me, I went to a pumpkin patch yesterday. It was super fun.
Yes, it is fall, baby.
And it's always spooky season with a black cat around, right, buddy? He's just off camera.
Yes.
Anyway.
Go to Arlo Australia on Instagram, ARLO_Australia, or you can go to Arlo Australia on Etsy and type in our code Show Me Miss, and that'll get you 10% off. She has reed diffusers. She has now bath bombs as well, and she has like different sizes of candles. There's like 8 ounce, 10 ounce, 15, 25, 34. I think it's the biggest that she has. Also, it's all organically sourced. It's soy wax, lead-free wicks, and all the oils coming straight from Australia. So you ain't getting no bullshit. It's all good shit. And they burn very slow, and they smell very good, and it's awesome. I really can't say anything.
They do, like, again, I think I said it offhand, but it's way better than the Bath and Body Works shit. I'm sorry, that stuff smells like chemicals.
Yes.
This is like a nice, it's a good strong scent, but like not like, oh, what are you burning here?
Fine. Right. Yeah. It's not overwhelming. It's
not overwhelming. It's nice and fresh. Well, I don't have the floral one, so, but I mean, it's fresh. It's nice. I like it.
That's all that matters. Cool. All right, guys. We will see you on the next one. We'll be covering episode 3.
Yeah, season 3, episode 3.
Season 3, episode 3. See you later.
Bye.